we find that the government of the Prime Minister of that time, Nagib Razak, was doing a lot of harm to the country. I could not think about a way to stop him from doing that other than by defeating him in elections. But to do that, I need to work with the opposition because my party alone would never be able to defeat the incumbent government.
ما هي الأهداف المشتركة لهذه الأحزاب الأربعة التي كانت في المعارضة التي جعلتها تجتمع على هدف واحد؟
Well, if the four opposition parties, including my own party, were to work together, then we will have both the Malay support because of my party and Chinese support because of the DAP. With these four parties getting the support of all the different communities in Malaysia, the chances of winning are much better. Of course, the opposition party has no power, whereas the government has got the power and authority over the instruments of government, the institutions of the government, including, of course, the police and the legal services. They can abuse those power they have in order to block the opposition. In fact, what they did was to deregister my party so that I could not participate as a party in the election. They also prevented us from forming a coalition.
كانت الانتخابات مقررة في شهر أغسطس، لكن نجيب رزاق أصدر قراراً في 5 إبريل 2018 بحل البرلمان واختار 9 مايو 2018 تاريخاً لإجراء الانتخابات. هل كانت هذه فترة كافية؟
Well, he thought that we will not be prepared for the election because immediately before that he deregistered my party and prevented us from having a coalition. Besides that, of course, all sources of funds were blocked by him so that we were a very poor coalition. And the election needs a lot of money for all the activities incurred during the election. So that is why he suddenly announced that the election would be held, and it is going to be held, the polling day is fixed in the middle of the week. Normally, polling day should be at the end of the week during the weekends, holidays. But he fixed it in the middle, which means that many of our people who are working would not be able to vote. All kinds of obstructions were thrown in our way in order to ensure that we would fear.
في المقابل ما هي خططكم لإفشال خطته والفوز في الانتخابات؟
We believe that if we expose all the wrong things that he had done during his period, including losing money and stealing money from the government, the people would support us. UMNO was the party that won independence for our country. It has been very popular. It had been led by 5 prime ministers, during which the indigenous Malays supported it fully, giving in victory at every election, including the 13th election. But this is the 14th election. But between the 13th and 14th election, Nagib did all kinds of wrong things. Particularly, it was reported in the foreign press that he stole government money by the billions. So even though it was a popular party, the leadership was bad, and the people recognized that it is no longer the party that was created to win elections. It has become a party that has been abused by the leaders.
الانتخابات أجريت في 9 من مايو عام 2018. أعلنت النتائج في اليوم الثاني 10 مايو، وفوجئ الجميع بأن تحالف الأمل الذي تقوده حقق النسبة الأكبر في الانتخابات، بينما خسرت أمنه خسارة فادحة وحصلت على 79 مقعد فقط. ما الذي شكله الأمر بالنسبة إليك؟
Well, AMNO was my party before. I was a president of the party. I was a prime minister of with AMNO for 22 years. But that was, to me, a different AMNO. A AMNO that was dedicated to servicing the people, to growing the country. But under the AMNO, under Najib, is quite different. Was quite different. He concentrated more on his own enjoyment of a good life, and he actually stole money. And he and his wife were involved in things that were known to the people to be wrong.
أديت اليمين الدستورية رئيساً للوزراء في 10 مايو 2018، وعدت لقيادة ماليزيا وأنت في 92 لتكون أكبر زعيم سياسي منتخب في العالم.
Well, I never really dreamed of being prime minister again, and never dreamt that I would become prime minister at the age of 93. But the fact is that this happened. This is the wish of the people, and I suppose if Allah wish me to be, I would still be healthy enough to become prime minister. In 1981, the government was intact, it was functioning. I don't have to make adjustments, I don't have to change anything. But this time around, I have to face a country that is almost bankrupt because of the borrowings. And then I find that some of the civil servants had been subverted by Najib. And they can be charged for corruption, etc. I had to get rid of people I suspect were corrupt. I had also to change the people who were definitely loyal to the previous government and did not seem willing to work under the new government. So there were a lot of difficulties in the way. I had practically to rebuild the administrative machinery.
هل واجهت صدمة من ملف معين؟
Oh yes. What we suspected was nothing compared with the reality. The amount of money lost was much bigger than we thought. The undermining of subversion of the government machinery was very extensive, and we find that many people remain loyal to Najib despite all the things that has been revealed about his wrongdoings.
ما هي الاستراتيجية التي وضعتها لمواجهة هذا الملف المليء بالفساد؟
Well, we strengthened the agency, anti-corruption agency, gave it more power, and we are very intolerant of any sign of corruption. We will take action against them. And of course, the new government members, they are from the opposition. They have always been against corruption. And so far, we have not found any of the new ministers being corrupt. But the civil servants who were corrupt have all been removed.
ما هو أول قرار وقعته حينما عدت إلى مكتب رئيس الحكومة؟
Well, we announced the formation of the anti-corruption agency, and we decided to do away, we nullified the laws which were very oppressive of the people.